All right, welcome back everyone. So we set up the ice crusher last time, the volatiles, and sorry I didn't make more progress, but I guess that happens a bit sometimes. Get caught up with a whole bunch of fiddly things. So we filled our canister. That was one of our big goals for last time, is getting that set up. I did make a change to the script because it was taking too long. I went in here and I kind of rearranged things. So I defaulted the speed it goes to 0 when it starts. I removed the bit that turns it on, and I instead changed it to setting. So now it'll increase the speed based on how much is in there. So yeah, first it looks at the quantity, it subtracts that from 70. So you'll end up with a number less than 70, divides it by 70. So then we have essentially a percentage remaining. Multiply that by 10. 10 is the max speed of the volume pumps. And then I multiply that by whether or not the gas storage is occupied. So it would be 1 if it's occupied. If you multiply that, well, then the result is from the previous line. If it's 0, it multiplies, then it'll be 0, so then the setting will also be 0. So that's just kind of a fail-safe in case you remove the canister. So that worked pretty well. We got it filled up in not too much longer. So now that we have that, let's start by, okay, that is on. We're gonna put in a whole bunch of volatiles now. Get that stuff all crushed up, because we're gonna need a lot of volatiles for the fuel mix. I swapped out for the canister here. The jetpack I had was starting to give me warnings every time I entered the mushroom growing area, so it was irritating me, and I swapped out for the bigger one. All right, so our primary goal here is to get this gas mixer done. Let's see. Let's move that. So we're gonna take that away. I can cheat a bit here. Let's get an extra white one. Put that up a little bit now. There we go. So it still doesn't poke out through the ceiling, but it's a little higher, which is good, because what we want to do is we want to move this meter to here. That makes a lot more sense anyway. And as far as it goes, it's kind of useless because you can just look at the tank or the canister and it tells you. We'll do the same here. Grab that. Do we have one? Nope. Don't have any black pipes either. Hopefully this isn't a trend for the future. I say, okay, let's start working on the gas mixer, and I get distracted with other things. I guess as far as it goes, it was something that I needed to move that meter because we want access to that pipe. So let's move this cabling. That's going to shut off, but that's okay. We're going to want access to this, but actually I'm not going to link it up just yet because I don't want to risk turning it on. That would be bad because we don't we don't have the door closed at the end of the manufacturing area there. Okay. Let's grab a white pipe again so we can place this stuff down. Okay, so let's place that there, and let's go ahead and link this one in, just so we have it for later. So they're good. All depends on, I guess, where we set up the fuel thing. I'm thinking I'm just gonna place the fuel tank over here. Oh, we do need one thing before we get this going. We need a pipe analyzer, because we want to make sure that we're not overfilling that pipe. That's one thing new players don't really, you know, they often make that mistake. I made it myself. The gas mixer doesn't have any way of controlling how much goes on the output. It doesn't matter how much is on the input as much if it only just keeps outputting as long as it can. So you need some way to stop it, and that's why we have our pipe analyzer. So I think I'm just going to bring it over this way, and we'll set up the portable connector over here. I think we can set it up there. We don't have any liquid, so I don't need to worry about kind of blocking that. There we go. So now we can just grab this tank, bring it over there. Let's go ahead and do that now. I won't link it up just yet. Oh. I almost instinctually hooked it up. All right, so we'll place that right there. There we go. Now the pipe analyzer does need to be turned on. I think it even has a bit of power withdrawal. Yeah, 5 watts. So it's pretty insignificant, but there we go. So all kinds of things you can read from this. You can see it has capacity, it has liquids volume. I think it has each individual gas and liquid listed, because you can have liquid in gas pipes, and that can cause trouble because they can get overpressure or stressed and explode. Just another one of those things they have you deal with. Okay, we don't have any red pipes. Let's, oh wait, yeah we do, right here. There we go, so that's hooked up. Now, the gas mixer. Before we finish setting this up, there is one thing you have to know about the gas mixer. When it's grabbing it, yeah, you have your setting here for how much. So this is, okay, the volatiles is input 1. So we're going to need a 66 to, 34 or something like that. I'm gonna go ahead and favor the oxygen a little bit. So yes, I was in the middle of saying that there's a problem. When it mixes, it mixes by what would it be, by volume? I think that's the right word. And the problem is if one gas is hotter than the other, And we do have that situation a little bit. The oxygen is a little bit hotter, so it'll grab a volume of oxygen, but since it's hotter, technically it has less moles in it, and then our mix would be off. So to solve that problem, we have to even out their temperatures. And that is why I printed this, the small direct heat exchanger. There are multiple variants. You can do one liquid to gas, liquid to liquid. The default one, the first one is gas to gas, and that is the one we want. So we're gonna take. Let's set it a little bit out of the way. We'll set it right here, and then yeah, I think I'm gonna rearrange this pipe again. Did I have? Yeah, there they are. So we're gonna corner it that way. Right over here. Three-way corner. So we can link that up. So I guess I didn't talk about this, but it should be pretty obvious, but just in case, I'll go over it quick. So essentially all it does is it performs a heat exchange between the two. Pipe pressure is dangerously high. Yes, it performs a heat exchange between the two pipes. So it just tries to even out their temperature. And there we go. That's all that needs to be done. It's a pretty basic device, and you can see it's already pretty much done its work. There's probably some decimal point differences, and you can actually see how much is transferring by highlighting that little dial area, or whatever you want to call it. So it's transferring 201 millijoules. It seems to be pretty consistent, so I think what's going on is that this is getting some. Okay, it doesn't say it is, but oh, the temperature isn't changing. Interesting. Okay. In the past, I've noticed it changing, but perhaps it was just evening out the temperature with the rest. Because I don't think the smart canisters are actually airtight or insulated. There we go. I think we're darn near done. We just got to set up the kind of automation bit, because I wanted to, I don't want it to overfill. I want it to kind of switch stuff on and off. Let's come over here and switch that off because this was getting dangerously high. We'd be hearing these pipes sing if we had pressure. Okay, so it's still doing a little bit of a heat exchange, but I think it's going to be all right. Because your mix doesn't necessarily need to be perfect. The better you get it, the kind of the less waste there is. But I'm favoring extra. Oh, I'm putting in extra oxygen because it's 34 rather than being 33.33333. I don't know why I went out that far, but I did. Okay, now we should have power. Let's go ahead and turn it on for a sec. Oh, can't look at that. We gotta look at there. Ooh, 14.7 megapascals. So yeah, it goes quick and it can get away from you very fast. Let's go ahead and lock that down. This is a tier 2 tank or a Mark II tank, so it can handle up to 20 megapascals. And even then, it shouldn't Shouldn't go that high. Oh wow, it soaked all that up. Probably because of the high capacity in the tank. Yeah, because it's 790, whereas these pipes are 30. So yeah, it didn't take much for that. There we go. There, now we have some more potential electricity to fill more nuclear batteries. Okay. Um, I'll worry about the automation bit on this later. Mainly, I just wanted to show you kind of the setup here. And yes, I intentionally am leaving extra space here because I think eventually I'm going to set up the H2 combustor in this area to give us water. And that requires a oxygen volatiles mix, the same basic fuel mix. Okay. Oh, I didn't color the um, cables. I had meant to do that, and yes, it's a good thing we've got that fuel now. All right, let's yeah, it looks like I still have a good amount of time here. Let's go ahead and start pressurizing this area. So I got all the cables and everything in here ready to go for an airlock. Oh, I don't have a battery. Oh, that's right. I was going to link up the power cables and then just kind of forgot about it. Let's not bother with a nuclear battery. We'll grab one of these. There we go. Okay, so we're going to shut this. And I guess actually turn this off because I'm not going to bother printing another airlock cartridge. We have one in here. So let's switch this on. Plug it in. Unselect all the things. Yes, we know there's an error in the config. We created that error. Okay. Oops. There we go. One thing that I didn't even realize until I was watching somebody else play the game, you can actually use the screwdriver to clear the code in an airlock. I don't know, I'm getting into the habit of doing that as a precaution anyway, because I've noticed sometimes airlocks, it has some of the stuff still selected in the menu, and I'm not sure what's going on there. There. That. Okay. We do need to link up some pipes, but let's just get a few connected. In the base, I'm going to start using regular pipes rather than insulated pipes. I guess technically speaking, I've already been doing that in the pressurized area where we have the mushrooms. So it's not that I'm going to start doing it because I already had been. But yeah, just wanted to get a few of those down. Yeah, you can see right up here. Oh, and speaking of, let's go ahead and switch this on. Set to outward already, and we're just gonna flick it on. It's got some air for us. It was actually getting a little over pressurized. And yeah, there's no passive vent attached to that. It's just a long pipe that coils through there. And actually, I think I put a curve in it because the pressure was getting a little high. There we go. We're done. Hydration critical. So we can turn that off. I don't know why the air particles are going that way. I guess maybe it rushed into here first, but there's more. Yeah, there's more room over here. Okay. I already knew this was airtight because I did a test pressurize, off screen. There we go. But yes, it's a good idea to start small when you pressurize, just in case you have any leaks. but yeah, I knew we were good, so I skipped that step. Okay, and then we're just going to grab a bunch of oxygen from here also. Let's get this. Oops. Let's haul this over here. Get that plugged back in so that if our power dips too low, we switch on. And if you notice, you can actually start hearing it now because we're getting some pressure. Okay, it's emptying this. All right, I think we're already the point where I can just open up my helmet. Okay, we are getting over there. We're getting a low pressure and oxygen low warning. But over here we have lots of oxygen, 90%, because of this system. Okay, now that we have that in line, yeah, that's right. We just need to turn that on, and it will handle the rest. Get more of that put in there. Oh, I should have swapped out for the canister first, because I'm down to 2 megapascals. Let's go ahead and switch this off so I can fill that canister and grab it. There we go. So now let's go ahead and close our helmet. Turn this on. Okay. Yep, that was the exterior door. Good. There's only one vent, so I don't need to worry about that. There we go. One sensor. Okay. Depressurizing, good, and it's just storing it in that pipe for now. It's got a pretty high capacity, so we don't need to worry too much about it. Over here, I kind of realized that there wasn't a good way in there. I was thinking of just knocking out the wall in the mushroom area, but I changed my mind. I decided let's have an entrance here from the entryway straight into there, because I'm going to place the automated oven, the packaging machine, and maybe a few other cooking related goodies in there, and of course some more lockers. All right, I've got the startings of another airlock here. I'm basically just going to move this one when the time comes. But we're waiting on that because we want, I don't know why my screen was wiggling like that, sorry. And cancel pressurize because there's not enough in that pipe. Unfortunately, this is a regular airlock. A regular airlock, you can't control how much pressure it puts in. That's what the big advantage of the advanced airlocks. I didn't really detail that last time because I was kind of in a hurry, but let's go ahead and go over it here. So you've got external pressure, so I think I set it up so that this is the external door, and this is the internal door. So internal, we can actually change to 31. Let's go ahead and do that. Right now it's just using the vent though, so I don't think this is going to work too well. I'll get it hooked up to kind of base gas or base mix, whatever you want to call it. But for now, I'm just using that passive vent. So there, it cleared it. We don't have a pressurize for the inside because, yeah, just a passive vent. They're not great at transfers. We're not going to spend too long here though because it is cold. And that basically just moves a whole bunch of oxygen from my main tank and the waste tank. So yeah, as you can see, that's struggling because there's not much coming in. So yeah, for now we're just gonna go ahead and change that back to internal of 0. There we go. Oh, okay. So I'm right about 25 minutes here. Got a little bit of time I could spend. Yeah, I guess at this point there's no big reason. Oh, no big reason to have my suit on, but I do realize that I forgot to drop this off. So this should increase the amount of electricity we get from the Stirling engine. So we're just going to, oh, we got to switch it off first because then it pushes the gas back into the canister. Oh, can't see it because, yeah, ooh, and it has liquids, liquid nitrogen. But apparently they don't get stressed. They don't care so much um, about liquids in them. There we go. So now we're gonna just turn this on. Okay. Now one problem with this that we're gonna have to now worry about is that um, the pressure in the tank is higher now because we don't have many moles in this one, just 50. But now that we have 70, we have to concern ourselves more with the pressure of the Stirling engine because once it hits 11 megapascals, it explodes. And that's not good. Okay. This side to flick that off. Okay, let's go ahead and go into here. Big rush of air as all the stuff comes flowing out. But yeah, now we can go without our suit. Nice and easy. Now throughout the episodes, I'll be able to grab water without having to. Oh, I didn't top myself off. Oh, I did top myself off. That's right, I grabbed a regular mushroom rather than cooking one. Oops. All right. So just to kind of review, we have our mixer setup done, our fuel mixer setup. I'll get some code put into there. I'll use this IC to kind of control the volatiles crusher. Turn that off if the pressure gets too high, um, and then I'll set up the controls for mixing the gas. We're going to leave this here just in case we decide to have a second Stirling engine. I'm not even sure if we really have the demand for it, but I think that's just a good idea anyway. Good on power for now, so let's go ahead. Well, no, actually, let's go ahead and leave that on. And good, we've got a good amount of gas in here. Let's go ahead and switch that out and turn that on. Get some more pressure in here. Plants in darkness. Oh, pressure, low pressure environment. Okay, so I do need to up the pressure a little bit. Just one of them though. I'm guessing the genetics of this one has a vulnerability to low pressure environments. Okay. I think I'll call it here rather than wandering around and pointing at silly things. We shall see you next episode.